Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to show you a little bit of progress that I have made in my craft room. My husband is helping me a little bit today, and I will show you a little bit of another section that we did as well in another video coming up. But today, in this video, we basically are tackling my chalk couture rack. I want to use that rack that I had all my chalk couture stencils hanging on. If you want to see my craft room tour, I will link that down in the description box so you guys can go ahead and check that out. And then you'll see how I actually had my stencils hanging on this really neat rack. And I'm going to use that, I'm going to utilize that rack for something else. I'd like to hang all my like fake flowers and stuff because I have a tote full of it and another tote that's overflowing as well. So I want to utilize that eventually in my craft room. And then also you're going to see me tackle my candle shelf in this video. And that's pretty much it in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy this little series that I'm going to be doing in my craft room of getting it organized so I can be prepared for my YouTube channel, especially when I start to grow. Because once you hit that 1,000 mark, it's just like you start growing and growing and growing. And I want to be prepared, and I want my craft room to be sufficient. Because right now it's not very sufficient. It's kind of just, it looks like a hoarder mess. And I'm actually an OCD person who likes my house nice and tidy and nice and neat. And you would think that I was a hoarder. If you saw my craft room, you'd think the rest of my house is like that. It's actually not. um, my grandmother was a neat freak, and I kind of adapted that myself. So I like everything to have a spot and have its place. And I'm very, very lacking in that department in my craft room. So I have been collecting items since like 2000 and I don't even know, 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there of craft supplies. And it went from me being in a tiny corner upstairs in my dining room to a massive room downstairs, which is our second living room. Um, yeah, so you'll see it in my craft room tour if you guys want to go check that out. But let's go ahead and get on to this video, you guys, and tackle a little bit of my craft room. And I am going to show you a clip at the end of a walkthrough because you can see how crazy it got since the craft room tour. Because once you start going through stuff starts going here and there because you got to move stuff to get to stuff. And so it got a little bit crazy. And like I said, I'm going to have another video coming out probably tomorrow or the next day or something because we tackled another corner in my craft room because I wanted to get all the for sale stuff out of my craft room and into the garage. And I think I ended up with like 9 or 10 totes of for sale stuff. Yeah, so we will get it together here. And I appreciate everybody that is following me on this journey. And I want to say thank you to all my crafting friends that understand that I'm not doing collaborations right now until I get my craft room organized. I wanted to do a little bit on Friday, but I had to work Friday, and after work I was hurting really bad. Because I have two different arthritises. So I was hurt pretty bad, so I didn't do anything Friday. And today's Saturday, so I got quite a bit done today. And tomorrow I'm going to tackle it some more. And I don't work very often. I just help my job when pretty much they need help. So I don't work again until Friday. So I have this whole week to kind of like work on it here and there. I'm not going to go like crazy for like hours upon hours, like I said, because I get very weak and tired and I don't feel good half the time anyways. So we're just going to tackle bits and pieces at a time. I will say tomorrow, yes, tomorrow I'm going to try to tackle those binders and put all the chalk couture stuff into the binders. just so I have that ready to go and I can maybe show you that tomorrow. And I'll also probably show you the little bit of the corner that we tackled. Like when I was sitting at my craft desk, I'd look up and there'd just be like giant totes and a mess of totes, and it was just insane. So enough of my yapping, let's get into the video. Okay guys, I'm just going to take you through a quick walkthrough of how destructive it is when you have to go through stuff. You can already see, like, I cleared out this basket. Sorry my dogs are barking. But we're going to just check this out real fast and see how far me and my husband got today. We got pretty far. I did find some more of these chalk stuff, which I had my husband take them all the packages except for these large ones like this. I put them in a chalk bag, but all these small ones I had him take out. He put somewhere over here. I'm going to put those in a binder, and you see everything's just a ginormous mess now. It looks even messier than it was before, because we're going to be organizing all this stuff. Let me slow down here. But I will say I did get quite a bit of this corner cleaned out already for everything that I had in here that needed to go for sale. So like this is all stuff to DIY with. I have so much stuff to DIY with that I don't think I can buy another thing until I get through all of these things. And this bucket here is some chalk couture surfaces that I can also craft with. These totes here, or not totes, but crates, I am going to take, like I was saying, this stuff. I'm going to go through it, kind of separate it, and use the crates to utilize the separating. I doubt it's going to stay like that, but that's what we're doing for that. So I at least got this corner cleaned out here. One of these days I'll be able to put up my TV and be able to watch you crafters while I craft. But for now, we are going to move on over to this side, and like here was a bunch of like empty chalk couture boxes that I had. I'm throwing all those away. And then I already went through a lot of the stuff that, and sorry, this is going to be dark for a second, but we're going to tackle this part right now. Or I am actually. I'm a little bit done with my husband for right now, and I'm just going to tackle this. I already got a few things in this tote, but when I started the video, I had forgot my husband was listening to music, and I don't want to copyright on my channel. So I'm going to do a voiceover on the first part that I did of this. And as soon as I get another empty tote, I'll be able to put some more, a couple more for sale items that I have into that tote. But for now, I'm going through all this right now, and it's going to go in this 40-gallon tote right here. And you'll get to see me do that next. Hey guys, so the first thing I planned on doing in my craft room is, you have seen it, the rack that holds all my chalk couture stencils. I have a lot of these stencils, and I have this bag that I can use to store the big ones in. The smaller ones I'm not going to put in here. I have a notebook, which I'll show you. Like a notebook system here where I can hold the smaller ones. So I'm going to do that so I can use that big black rack to hold all my flowers and stuff that are in totes. So I don't have to rummage through the tote anymore, and I can actually see what I actually have. And since I'm not really a designer anymore with chalk couture, I can still use these stencils and when I feel like it and just come and rummage through them. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, I'm just sitting here right now with my husband. You'll see him in the video right here just a little bit. He's taking those little black clips off my couture stencils and the wrapping and just getting all that together for me. Meanwhile, I'm going to take all those empty boxes of things that I have been saving forever and just hoarding empty boxes, which is insane, I know. And I'm actually going to throw them all away and get rid of them so I have space in my craft room. But while I do that, my husband's also going to take the plastic wrap off of these. And I only had him do this size and the small size because I can put those, like I said, into these books right here. So that's what he's helping me do. And that's pretty much it for this part. Okay, so am going to have to do another little voiceover for this beginning of this part here. Because I forgot we had some music playing and I don't want to get a copyright on my channel. So, and we are listening to, I believe it was stick figures in the background, so we definitely get a copyright for that one. So I am just basically going to show you, this is the candle rack that I'm going to be tackling today in this video. My husband and I already tackled the couture stencils that you just saw a few minutes ago. And then I got the boxes out of the way, but now we're going to do the candle rack here, or I'm going to do it, I guess. The first thing I'm going to do is go through these 6 little totes here. And now I'm going to show you what I did with that. I put all my wicks. I have all different types and sizes and kinds and wood ones and cotton ones and yeah, you name it, they're in there. And then the next thing I did with the next tote, I'm going to take my glasses off so you guys don't have to see the ring in my glasses, but this is a wick setter here, and then I also have what they're called wick holders, and it just holds the wick in place when you make candles so they don't move all around. And then this bag here is called, they're like baking cups that you can like bake with, but I use them for like extra wax and stuff to make fire starters. And then the cups, the black and white cups at the top are actually, you can put those on wax melt warmers and they like won't catch on fire. They're just to help. And then you can pop them right out and reuse them over and over and over again. So that's all in this bag. And then here I have these little cups that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm actually not going to keep those. I used to just make shots out of them. And I'm going to keep them because I can use them to mix paint and stuff like that. Okay, so now we got the light on over here, and let's move that so that's not kind of in the way there. Now I'm going to tackle this top shelf right here. I already did some of the white totes that were right there. These ones right here. These I got at TJ Maxx. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them right now, but I have like 8 of them that are 4 or something. Hold on. 6 of them that are empty already. So, I already bagged up the candle stuff. Like I said, I have these wicks and like the utensils and all those things ready to go in these baggies. And you guys, I'm not even kidding, but there's a tote right here. You can't see it. I'm going to adjust this just a tad down. There we go. Yes, you can see it now. So this tote right here is full of more DIYs to make. My goal is to get all my DIY stuff out of my tote and onto these racks so I can come over here, look what I have, see what I have. Which I even have more buckets behind this light system here that has more wood stuff in it and more stuff to craft. And I want to get all those totes out in the open so I can actually see what I have. Those shelves that they're on, I can also take it out and put it on those shelves. Maybe condense it to where I can actually scrummage through it and just see, or separate stuff, whatever. So this is more for sale stuff. I'm just going to set it to the side. This stuff is mica powder. I'm actually going to keep that in here. This is like elastic cord. I'm going to keep that in here. These are pipettes. I'm going to keep those in here. These are a bunch of dried flowers. I'm going to keep those in here. Then I have these dried roses. I'm keeping those in here. I have a bunch of these dough balls. I'm going to keep those in here as well. Some more dried flowers here. Up here, let's see, what do we have? An empty box? Yes. So I'm going to break this down. I have some boxes right here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're just a bunch of like shipping boxes. I will keep this box here for like a shipping box. So I'll keep that there. Let's see, here I think is another just empty box for like shipping. It had my spices in it. I'm gonna keep that box for now, which I'll probably end up throwing them away, but keep them right here for now, out of the way. Here I have, what are these? Oh, these are these really. If I make some candles for sale, I'll probably use these. These jars are adorable. They're not all orange, but there's different colors, and they have these cool like lids. So we're gonna actually take these and put this into the candle box. So like there's a red one, that's the orange, there's a green or gray, pink, another pink, purple, this one's like a white. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this, and we're going to put this into the candle box here, because if I want to make candles, I'll have that ready to go. Okay, next, this is a bunch of mason jar lids. So I had a bunch of canning lids, and they came with these jar, like when I like to can food too, so I have some of those. And then I had some that came on jars, and I bought separate lids, like yellow lids. I even bought like buffalo check lids, like all different other kinds of lids, because I didn't want to just use these lids. So I'm actually going to not put those into the candle part and put those with the rest of the canning lids that I do have. And we'll have to see what I end up doing with that. Right now, I'm not sure. Here's actually some candle wax left over. I'm going to keep that out so it's not in the garage. But in these containers here, I like to, like any leftover wax or anything like that, I would put that in here, put the cover on, and then later scrape up the bits. I made some little gnome jars. That's like the head's gnome, and then the bottom's a jar. And I would use the scrapings from like when I poured the candle or the wax in these, and there was just like a little bit left. That's what I did with that. Scraped it off, put it in my little jar gnome, and then just stuck it on my little tea warmer. So we're going to actually keep that in here with this. Okay, so this, I like to warm up my jars before I put wax in them. So, yeah. So I also like to do like little shots like this. I just call them like little shots. They're in little cupcake holders. They smell so good. This smells really amazing still. And I would sell these at Christmas time for like $1.52 for two for $1, something like that. I don't remember. And these sold like hotcakes, let me tell you. candle stuff sells really well at craft fairs. So that's an idea for anybody that likes to do craft fairs. But I'm going to keep all my stuff that I've already made out for myself. I do have some new wicks that I have here that I have to test still. So they have like stuff on them. So these are not going into the garage. These are going to stay out of the garage. And this one says it's the vegan hemp wick. This one I did test already. And this is a fail candle. If you ever get a candle like this candle is a fail. You might as well not light it again. Chances are this candle will tunnel. If a candle tunnels, it's a fail candle. It's not worth it. It could cause soot. It can cause black soot to damage your walls or ceilings or anything like that. I'm not so sure if on the vegan wicks because I didn't do that all the way down, but this candle I wrote fail on top. So what I'll do with this is I will melt this down, the failed. I will pour it in that container like I said, and I will use the scraping bits for my own self at my own house. So that's what I used to do with that. So we're going to keep this stuff out because I will be utilizing that stuff. And then I just have the silicone mat here with my pans that I used for that. And they have a little bit of dust on them. So dust that off there. Perks of having a dog. They get your house very dusty and dirty fast. So alright, so that's not going to fit like that. So I am going to have to do that, and then I'm just going to roll this up. Okay, on to the next part here. This right here is, yeah, I'm fine. This is coconut right here. I'm not going to be putting this out in my garage. But this is the coconut oil that I use in my candles. Okay, this one's heavy, so this one's got to be more candles. Yes. These are just more like empty jars and stuff like that. These jars actually came with a plastic lid and a metal like lid here. I am actually going to not be making candles anymore, like actual candles with wicks. I'm only going to be doing like wax melts and stuff for my own house. So I'm actually going to, sorry if you hear the dogs outside. I'm actually going to keep these, and I'm going to utilize those on my black shelf that I have over here that houses like my Dollar Tree stuff. I also like to use these to put rocks in them for weights, which you may have seen in my videos. So I am going to keep these and reutilize these. But those other jars, I am going to keep those, make some candles out of them, and sell those. Or I can even put, I like to call it, like, instead of like a wick candle, it's called a wickless candle. So I would scrape all my little bits into a thing and make like little pieces. So like, it would look like this here. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but they're like little pieces. And that smells like sunflowers, so it smells so good. So that's what I will do with those jars. I will just make little tiny bits and sell them that way and call it like wax melts. I do have a bunch of these. Now, these were actually even cheaper than what this says on here. So I bought a whole bunch of them. I am actually not going to be using them anymore. So I'm actually going to put this in the for sale pile to get rid of these. This is just another empty box that those glass jars came in. I'll just put this here for later for like shipping stuff if I ever need to ship stuff. Okay, I do have these Dollar Tree glass jars, that the ones that have an X on them I did test with candles and stuff. I'm actually going to probably keep these for DIYing, or I might even put them in for like the for sale bucket, but this will be like garage sale kind of stuff. These used to be my old spice jars. Now I had a bunch of these already and I sent them away to a friend. Ugh, there's a hair or something in my mouth. I already mailed these off to a friend to give to her, but these other ones were kind of old and gross, so I didn't send them to her, and they still had like stickers on the bottom of it. So these I'm actually going to keep in my little crafty area for like tiny wood stuff, like wood beads or anything like that. I'm going to try to keep that black shelf over there for things like this. Okay, so here I just had more stuff that I was testing, different types of jars. These are all the testing jars. So I'm probably going to just keep like these for DIYing. The mason jar I will keep for DIYing. This I'm going to put over there to put wood stuff in it. These are all candles that I've tested. They're like all the way empty. Did very well with testing on all these. And then I also tested a few of these jars. And then I also tested some of these. These are just some empty ones I have. So I'm actually going to keep these ones. Let's see, was there a candle on this one? I think there was. Yeah. So I'm going to keep these ones. I'm going to put them on that shelf as well in case I need to put like beads or buttons or anything of that nature in them. Okay. So let me go ahead and get this stuff cleared off and put into the for sale tote or wherever they need to go, and I will be back shortly. I actually just decided I'm going to keep trying to fill this tote up as much as possible so my husband can get it out. So in this crate here is all of my formulas, different formulas I've tried. If you didn't know, when making candles, it's a formula. It's like a science project, and the reason why you would wear this type of mask right here is when mixing fragrance oils into candles releases, I forget what it's called right now, but it releases stuff into the air, and you don't want to get that in your lungs when you do the mixing process. So I'm also going to put that in here. And this binder's pretty thick because I had different types of candles that I was making, like beeswax candles, soy candles, you know, I did find out that I was allergic to soy candles. This is actually an empty notebook, so I'm going to keep that out for myself, but this is going to go in here. And now I just have this empty tote right here, and it's going to need cleaned out, so it's got dust and stuff in there. All right, next here is what I have. They're called beakers, and I have a couple down here as well. So I'm going to actually put this stuff in here. This goes with this. These are what I use to mix stuff around in, like different fragrances and whatnots. And then like the glass beakers, and you know, I used these to add my fragrances. You have to be very careful with fragrances as well. You have to use glass because they will eat through plastic. Okay, now while I'm standing here, I have this already on my table because I made some candles not too long ago. I'm just going to stick this whole thing down in there now. This is what I call a wax warmer. I just put a bunch of wax in here of my ratios. I open the spout here, and then I put it into the beakers, and then I mix it in with the beakers instead of like the stuff in here. And then I have, like, you know, the heat temp gun, because if you didn't know, candles that get over 140 degrees are very dangerous and can burst, and they can cause a huge mess in somebody's house. So it's very important when making candles that you test them. So this is going down in here as well. Okay, this is actually another way I found. This is actually my sunflower fragrance right here, and I used the flaming candle. I also used, there's another company I used, but these little, like, I don't know what these are called, but you use them on like bottles for drinking. And that's another way I found to pour into my little beakers, because when making candles, you know, you would need like 4 ounces of fragrance for a ginormous gallon of wax, or, you know, whatever. Probably not that way, but so I'm going to actually put that back over here, because these I'm not putting outside. I'm not sure how well those do in the winter time, so I will have to look that up. But those are going to have to stay in here, the fragrances. And then here I have like a bunch of different essential oils, because I also tried essential oils and candles. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you buy essential oil candles, they're probably lying to you, because it takes a lot of an essential oil bottle to even try to get a fragrance. I tried it with all different types of fragrance oils, from doTERRA to Revive to Young Living to these cheap Nows. I also did these organic ones, Aurora Cassia or something like that. I also used this one that I got with my humidifier. This is that same company. I also used like a cheap one from Walmart, and all my other ones that are upstairs I got from Melaleuca when I ordered from them a lot. But yeah, if they use essential oils and candles, it's actually probably not essential oils. It's probably actually really fragrance. We're just going to get that out on the air now, because it would cost a lot of money to put essential oils, and even just a small candle would take a big bottle of essential oil, and they would literally make no money if they did that. Okay, moving on. This tote here is actually just going to be really repurposed. Now, I still even have a little bit of alcohol in here. So this is what I called baths. This was a wash bath, then a rinse bath, and then an alcohol bath. And the reason why I have these is for these things. These silicone molds that I used to make like little wax melt stuff with. You do not want to clean these in your sink because the wax can get built up in your sink and septic system. So I had to wash them here in this little basin setup, and then, you know, do it that way. I dump it outside. Okay, so this is actually, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go dump the rest of this alcohol back into the bottle, and then I will have to see if I can get this marker off here, which I might actually be able to with this. Maybe not. Maybe a dry eraser, magic eraser. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to pop on here real quick. These are little sunflowers. I'm not sure you can see them. These are my most popular thing that I ever sold, was sunflower and cinnamon and vanilla. So if I ever just sell just wax melts, those are the only three that I will ever use. And I think the other one might have been lavender, chamomile lavender or something like that, actually. What was it called? Candle Science was the other one. What was it? Was it jasmine? I think it was jasmine, actually. Yes, jasmine. And fresh coffee. So I would do those. Chamomile, jasmine, fresh coffee, sunflower. What was the other ones? I already forgot. Cinnamon. Those are the only ones I ever really were really popular. None of my other stuff sold. So this is my mask box. I am going to put my mask back in the box. And now that I have this tote empty here, I'm going to put these in here. And this is going to be a for sale tote. So I will give this to my husband to take outside to put for sale on it. Okay, so the next section here is the actual beeswax itself. I am actually going to take this out. I did have a bunch of these too. When I say a bunch, like a bunch of these. So I'm actually going to make a for sale pile of these. So I bought a bunch of these because I thought about doing a class, and then my life got a little hectic. I got really sick and started having all these autoimmune diseases all of a sudden, and just a bunch of weird stuff. So I kind of like sloped away from the candle making. It was also making me allergy prone. I don't know if it was the fragrances or what, but I just wasn't caring to do candles all the time anymore, which was a bummer because I bought a lot of stuff to start that journey. But I'm going to probably put these in the for sale. Like I said, I have a bucket of them. And here is the bucket. So the purpose of these were to basically when I had a class come over, they could mix their own fragrances and stuff in their own little pouring pitcher and learn how to make a candle that way. Okay, so this beeswax, I am going to stick down in here like so, because I don't really need this big old tote in there, and I'm going to dump out the little tiny bit of wax that fell on the bottom. Okay, for this next tote is my scales. Now, in here, I have this little scale. I'm going to actually keep that in here with my stuff, but I am going to go ahead and pop out the batteries because I don't want those left in here if it's going to be out in the garage. Now, I also have this big scale in here. This scale in here is my big one. This is actually a shipping scale, so I'm going to leave that out and put it with my shipping stuff. And that's, oh yeah, I do have these small ones here. I have these two here. This one I use for fragrances, so it's going in here as well. And then this little one, I used to have two of these, and I used to do my fragrance on this plastic one until it ate away the lid on one of my plastic things, and it ate all the way through. Like it was very dangerous. So this little one, I'm not really sure what to do with it. So I'm going to turn it off here and take the batteries out of this and put this in my for sale pile. I know this isn't like craft sale stuff, so this will be separated to garage sale. And if I don't ever have a garage sale, I can always just donate it. So let's put that in this bucket over here. Put this with the other batteries over here. And then I just have a marker in here that don't need to be in there anyway. Okay. This has a bunch of dust and little debris, so I'm going to dump it and then we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so we're going to move on to the bottom shelf. The bottom shelf right here on the very, very bottom right here has all my molds in them. I'm going to actually keep those inside because I can actually use those, maybe not for candles anymore, but I can still use those to craft with in my crafting. Like I could use them with hot glue. I could use them with like molding clay, stuff like that. So we're going to keep that inside. This bag houses all of the wax melt 6-packs. So we're going to keep these in here. And then on the bottom here, I have like this grater here to grade, the wax, because I used to get my wax in like a big wax bundle. This is just some little pellets that I had when I first started. I had a couple of these. I think this was from Hobby Lobby. Yes, this packet was either from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And I bought 3 of them when I first started making candles to see if I'd even like it. So I still have a little bit of this left as well. We're going to keep that. This right here is, I'm going to keep out, this is shea butter. So I'm going to keep that out. Okay. Next in here is, what is this? This is, I don't know if this is the soy. Yes, this is the soy wax. So I'm going to put this in my for sale pile because I'm allergic to soy wax. So okay, I think that's pretty much it in here. All that's left is that other like block thing I was telling you about that I used the grater for. That has the white beeswax from Hobby Lobby in it. So I'll keep that. And that's pretty much it for this rack. On the top there, in this one, and this one, and the third one. The third one is actually a carryover of my yarn, because you can see like my yarn up here. These two totes here are yarn. So now I'm going to utilize this one, put that one little bit of yarn that I have in there in here, or I guess two yarns, because I forgot about this big yellow one that I bought. So I have these. I'm going to stick them in here. So this can be another bucket for yarn or anything like that. And then this I actually am going to use because I have a tote like system here that has packaging in it for shipping if I want to ship stuff. So I'm going to take that packaging out of there, put it in here, and put it back up top here because that's my packaging area. So I'll have that all together in one space instead of two separate spaces. But that's it for this part, you guys. As soon as I go through some more totes, which will probably be tonight, I'm going to go through that other bucket that I showed you that is full of DIY stuff. And I'll start putting some wood stuff there, which will, this is going to take me a long time to do, so bear with me on my channel, you guys. We're going to get there, and I'm going to get organized so I can actually know where stuff is when I'm crafting and I'm not going crazy in my craft room. So thanks for watching this part today. I'm going to do a little bit of editing and all that stuff tonight so I can try to get this out soon to you guys. All right, thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, so I want to take this time right now to say thank you to all my subscribers and all my crafting friends. Stick with me. I'll be back soon. But thank you guys for watching. Bye.